Hi, I'm Iris, and I'm in debate 4. Investors are rational. Today, I'll be talking about rational decision making. Rational decision making, the theory of rational decision making is about the importance of information, which helps individuals update their knowledge about future payoffs from their decision. It also allows investors to understand investment risk and strategize portfolio diversification. So under the non-ideal condition or irrational time, individual can use information to update their knowledge of good and bad news. Investors can predict future performances and minimize the risk. Understanding that information is a powerful commodity in decision theory. Finding the right information. Well, defining and estimating information. Individual needs to increase relevance without sacrificing reliability. It needs to estimate the value in order to calculate the probability of the future. One of the most important things is information needs to have evidence. Information system. To be useful, it must help predict future investment returns. It doesn't have to predict directly, but it will still be useful as there is a probability that it may continue in the future. We could also look at, for example, trends. We could look at news or new information that can predict the future that or will affect the future. Rational expectation. We can't predict whether an individual will follow the decision theory or they'll follow their own beliefs. But we would assume that they would want to make a good decision. So, and with information, we could also utilize information into calculation. Through investors are able to transform data into numbers, such as value. The values does not have to be a numerical. It could be a value such as our own emotions. That could be a value too. And we can actually transform these value into data. And this data will help allow investors to minimize risk, assume expected value, and future returns. How investors stay rational in irrational time. In the article, it talks about the 2007 financial crisis. Everyone predicted that the market was going to drop until it hit zero. It was a very scary time for people. People were selling. They were selling and liquidating everything they have. In 2009, the market started to recover. This crisis showed that some investors were irrational. Some investors can be irrational, whether it's fear, panic, or pessimism. Remember, they believed that the market was going to crash, but if investors looked through past information, they would have realized the market would always bounce back. This is why we emphasize on information. Information is a very valuable thing for investors. This shows that investors can be irrational, but they can always overcome these human behaviors, these biases, these fears. Investors can always overcome it by, for example, they can overcome it by long-term goals, informations, confronting their own biases, their own overconfidence. And those are many ways that investors can stay rational. So in conclusion, investors are rationals. We talked about rational behaviors, a decision-making process that is based on making choices that result in the optimal level of benefit. Investors don't make decisions irrationally because they make decisions that they want to make good decisions. They want to minimize risk. And there are informations informations that we use, that investors use to help them calculate and predict future probability. So we believe that, in conclusion, we believe that investors are rational because of these key points. So thank you for listening and hope you have a great day.